All right, welcome to String Theory with your host, Anthony Douglas. I am your host, Anthony Douglas. At any rate, let's try some of this. Oh, yeah, that's good. At any rate, this is really a videos of part 1, 2, and 3, and maybe even 4 on one of my normal days here. I started driving at 4. I finished up with that about 9:30. I went back to the house, got a shower. I came out here. I set up on the stage at Barlean's, and now I've got a double to do. So I'm all tuned up. I've got the instruments tuned in. So this pedal steel guitar is tuned up, both necks, E9 and C6. The violin is tuned up. The guitar is tuned up, ready to go. The electric guitar. I've got everything is dialed, ready to go. So I'm ready to launch this Saturn V rocket. I'll tell you that. Hear it. You know, I think it's call for a Red Bull. At any rate, getting back to this thing, yeah, being able to gig, do multiple gigs in a day. I mean, I've done especially here in Arizona, I think I've done up to 4, maybe even 5 gigs in a day. The most I ever did was up in Washington. I did 5 of them, and yeah, that was a crazy day. I had to drive with my foot to the floor the whole while. I think I got that on one of my other videos actually, but I'll have to look and see about that particular day. Yeah, I'm going to be tired by the end of the night. I think I'll just find a parking lot and camp, camp out. I feel like such an outlaw right now. It's starting, the juices all over again. I'm starting to want to get out and just tackle the world, really. Just get out and go from one club to another, and really go from jam to jam and really start doing some showcasing again. So doing that, I think I'm going to travel pretty light. I think I'm just going to have the fiddle, violin, just start going from club to club. I can always add other instruments in if needed, and then we'll see what happens for other daytime. I like brunches, like lunches and brunches, and being able to play around that. And Dave and I have got some of that going. I've got some of that going on my own already. And just incorporating all these gigs together, because honestly, if I could stay awake, I could just do one gig after another. one gig after another, just constantly working. Because, I mean, the way I figure is the military. That's all they do all day long, every day. Constantly. Okay? So let's go to me for a minute here. This is all I do all day, every day, all night, all day, every day. And then I incorporate driving in between everything. And with that being said, that's how you get good at what you do. That's how you are able to keep that edge going. Because if you start, I mean, I've had plenty of relationships. Couple of marriages. You know, I mean, if you're gonna do this, you just live life like this, you know, out all the time, recording all the time, doing videos all the time, writing songs all the time, learning songs all the time, performing songs all the time, reinventing yourself all the time to try to stay current, to try to stay up with I mean, if you're going to be doing all this, you can't, you know, if you're married, you're never going to do that. You're never going to be able to live life like that, you know. Your spouse is going to want some stability. Not some maniac going to a bar, playing all night and going to another bar and another bar and another bar until finally he's so tired he just camps out somewhere. I mean, that's never going to happen, you know, unless you're single and can just go. Like, band calls me up. I mean, I don't care what it is. Some group calls me up and says, I got a national tour going, you know, I'm such and such. I don't care if it's a superstar or somebody that it just has good money where I can go out and make a lot of money. I'm all over that. I am all over that, you know, picking constantly, you know, so I'll do that. I'll rack up lots of gigs around the area. I'll go from state to state. You know, I don't care. I'll stay out indefinitely. It really doesn't matter. You know, I have to keep that edge going constantly. I have to keep maintaining and just really, you know, flying. You know, I think this Red Bull's doing something to me, really. But you know, I have to keep this thing going. You know, so now I've got a whole new bunch of things I got to do. I got to go there. I got to do the butter, which is my favorite thing to do. Put butter on the plates. Man, I love to just send them plates sailing across the tables. I just love that. Wow. And then I like to, you know, I love the gigging. I love all of the set lists. I love doing all the, you know, supporting all the musicians and doing all, you know, the chords and all that. I love getting out and performing and just taking it to another level. I just love doing all that. And I could do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, I could just indefinitely until I, you know, until I wasn't here anymore. So I'm flying. I've had my Red Bull. I'm ready to do the butter. I'm ready to, instruments are all tuned up, ready to go. I'm ready to seriously help these people out with their projects and get them out there and get the audiences just revved up. You know, I mean, we're gonna have a packed house, you know, I'm sure we always do. So till the next video, which is probably going to be in a few hours or whatever, once I get some more time to make another video. Okay, talk to you later. If you like this, hit like and subscribe.